Hey y'all, welcome back to Southern Weird and Wild. If you missed our first two episodes, go back and listen to some weird and wild tales about Bigfoot and an alien encounter. But tonight, you tuned in for a good one. Episode 3 is an incredible story from Sarah. Sarah and her friend Kelly went on a trip to New Orleans to experience the famous Bourbon Street. Little did they know what strange, dark characters lurked on the streets there. Could there really be a vampire coven there? Well, sit back, relax, and listen up. Let's enjoy Sarah's story and see what you think at the end. Here we go.
Hey y'all, my name is Sarah, and tonight I'm finally ready to spill the beans on a story I've kept locked away for too long. It's got everything: good food, good music, a dash of liquid courage, and a whole heap of terror that still wakes me up in the middle of the night. The night my best friend Kelly and I are pretty dang sure we crossed paths with a real-life vampire on Bourbon Street. Or at least something that sure as hell acted like one. Yeah, I know, vampires? In today's time? But stick with me, because by the end of this, you might be checking your own neck for bite marks. Even now, thinking about that man's eyes, it sends chills racing down my spine like ice water. Let's set the scene proper. It was spring break back in 2018. Kelly and I were 21, wild-eyed and full of that young, dumb energy that makes you think you're untouchable. We'd saved up for months to hit New Orleans, the Big Easy, land of jazz, beignets, and beads. Our mamas weren't thrilled. Mine pulled me aside the night before we left, her voice all serious. "Sarah, Bourbon Street ain't no fairy tale. It's got a dark side. People vanish in those crowds. Muggers, weirdos, and Lord knows what else. Promise me you'll stick together, don't take drinks from strangers, and keep that pepper spray handy." Kelly's mama said the same. We laughed it off, of course. "We're not kids, mama. We've got our pepper sprays right here, cute little pink ones. What could go wrong?" Famous last words. We touched down in NOLA, checked into this charming old hotel just a few blocks off Bourbon. It had that vintage French Quarter vibe, wrought iron balconies, creaky wooden floors, and rumors of ghosts in the hallways. But we weren't there for hauntings. Yet. First night was tame. Unpacked, grabbed some po' boys, crashed early. But the second night? That's when the city's magic and its menace really sank its teeth in. We kicked things off with dinner at Coop's place, this hole-in-the-wall Cajun joint that's been serving up soul food since forever. The air was thick with spices, cayenne, garlic, that smoky roux scent that makes your mouth water just thinking about it. We devoured a steaming bowl of gumbo, rich with shrimp and andouille, then split a plate of jambalaya that had just the right burn. And don't get me started on the fried alligator bites. Crispy outside, tender inside, dipped in remoulade. Heaven on a fork. As we ate, I couldn't shake this weird feeling. Like we were being watched. I glanced around the dim room, exposed brick walls, locals hunched over beers, and there he was. At the bar, alone. Dark hair slicked back like he stepped out of an old movie. Black button-up shirt, unbuttoned just enough to show a hint of pale skin. Handsome, in a brooding, mysterious way. But his eyes, they lingered on the crowd, scanning slow and deliberate. Not flirting, not casual, predatory. I nudged Kelly. "Don't look now, but that guy at the bar? He's staring holes through everybody." She peeked, giggled. "Probably just lonely, or maybe he's a local artist type." We shrugged it off, paid the bill, and spilled out into the humid night air. Bourbon Street was alive, thrumming with energy. Street performers juggling fire, tourists tossing beads, the constant hum of laughter and brass horns. We wandered into this jazz bar, the kind with a live band that makes your hips sway without asking. Trumpets blaring, drums pounding like a heartbeat. We ordered hurricanes, those deadly sweet rum bombs, and a round of hand grenades for good measure. One sip, and we were dancing in place, arms linked, singing along to tunes we half knew. But midway through our second drink, there he was again, leaning against the wall near the stage, same black shirt, same unblinking stare. This time, his eyes locked on us. I felt it, like a cold finger tracing my back. Kelly noticed too. Is that the same guy from dinner? What are the odds? We tried to laugh, but it came out forced. Coincidence, I said. Big city, small street. But deep down, something twisted in my gut. New Orleans has always had those whispers, y'all. Vampire lore baked right into its bones. You know the stories. Anne Rice made him famous with her vampire chronicles. Lestat and Louis prowling these very streets, eternal and thirsty. But it goes way back. Legends of the casket girls in the 1700s, pale young women shipped over from France, supposedly carrying coffins that held something far from holy. Folks say they were vampires, or turned into them, haunting the Ursuline convent to this day. And then there's the Carter brothers, executed in the 1930s for draining victims dry, bodies stacked in their attic with throats slashed. Rumors persist they weren't human, that they rose again. New Orleans ain't just Mardi Gras. It's a city where the veil between the living and the undead feels paper thin, especially after dark. Around midnight, the bar started thinning. We decided to head back. Hotel was only 4, maybe 5 blocks. Well-lit path, crowds still milling about. Pepper spray at the ready. What could go wrong? The air felt heavier as we walked, muggy, like a storm brewing. Streetlights flickered just a touch. Old wiring, or something more sinister? We passed alleyways that seemed to breathe, shadows twisting in ways that made you double-take. And then, up ahead, coming toward us. Him. Again. Same slick hair, same black shirt, now looking almost liquid in the neon glow. He moved with this unnatural grace, too smooth, like he glided instead of stepped. His skin caught the light wrong, too pale, too flawless for a humid southern night. He smiled as he approached. And oh God, that smile. It stretched too wide, revealing teeth that gleamed like polished ivory. Canines sharp enough to prick your finger just looking. Not obvious fangs. No, that'd be too cliché. But longer than normal, devious, like he was hiding a secret that amused him to no end. Ladies, he drawled, voice like velvet over gravel. A faint accent, old world, maybe Eastern European, buried under layers of time. Y'all seem lost in the revelry. Care for some company? The night's young, and these streets, they can turn on you. No thanks, I managed, voice shaky. We're good. Hotel's right up there. He stepped closer, blocking the path just a hair. The crowd parted around us like water, oblivious. You sure? I know these alleys like the back of my hand. Wouldn't want 2 sweet southern belles falling prey to lesser dangers. Prey. The word hung in the air like smoke. My mind raced, flashes of lore. Garlic won't save you here. Crosses? Maybe, if they're blessed. But running? That's your only shot against something that's walked the earth for centuries. Kelly whispered, urgent. Sarah, his eyes. Look at his eyes. They weren't just twinkling. They were glowing faintly, reflecting light that wasn't there. Hypnotic, pulling you in. We didn't wait. Run! I hissed. We took off, heels slamming pavement, hearts pounding like war drums. Behind us, his laugh echoed, low, resonant, chilling, not angry, amused, like a cat toying with mice. Alleys blurred past, beads crunching underfoot. I glanced back once, stupid mistake, and he was there, strolling casually, closing the gap without effort. Was he even trying, or just savoring the chase? We burst into the hotel lobby, slamming the door, collapsing against it. The clerk, a grizzled old-timer, eyed us. Y'all all right? Look like you seen a ghost. Worse, Kelly gasped. Much worse. We barricaded ourselves in the room, door locked, chain on, curtains drawn, sat on the bed, backs to the wall, pepper sprays out like talismans, whispering about what we'd seen. The smile, the eyes, the way he moved like mist. We've been watching too much True Blood, Kelly said, trying to convince herself. But I shook my head. Or not enough. That was Vampire Bill, straight out of Bon Temps. Charming, deadly, ready to make us his midnight snack. We didn't sleep much. Every creak in the old building was him at the door. Every shadow on the wall, his silhouette. The next 2 days, we stuck to daylight tours, voodoo shops, cemetery walks where guides spun more vampire yarns. Learned about Jacques Saint-Germain, the alchemist who supposedly never aged, hosted lavish parties in the 1900s and vanished after a guest claimed he bit her. His house still stands on Ursuline Avenue. Coincidence or clue? We never saw him again. But sometimes in crowds, I catch a glimpse of dark hair, a sly smile, and my blood runs cold. So there you have it. The night two naive girls thought pepper spray could fend off the eternal night. Maybe he was just a creep. Maybe the drinks hit us hard. Or maybe, just maybe, New Orleans legends are more than stories. Vampires don't need capes or coffins. They blend in. Wait for the foolish to wander alone. Stay safe out there, and maybe carry some holy water with you. Thanks, for listening to my experience. Hope you can learn from it.
Well. That wraps up episode 3 from Southern Weird and Wild. That was one heck of a story from Sarah. I'm so glad she and her friend Kelly made it out of New Orleans safely. I've always wondered about Louisiana voodoo and vampire lore. Now, I'm keen to believe it even more. We'd be thankful if you like this, subscribe to our channel, comment but keep it respectful please, and share with your friends. You won't believe what we have in store for you in episode 4. Later, Gators.